Gaining time, saving time. Today everyone's on their own. Against the clock, on the flat, up the hill, and out of Italy for the only time on this 102nd Giro D'Italia. We start in the hustle and bustle of the coast. It's Riccione on the Adriatic coast, and finish in La Serenissima, the most serene Republic of San Marino, to give it its full and rather pompous name. This was the first time when they went to San Marino in the 1950s that the Giro ever travelled outside Italy. Today, all the focus is on the time gaps and not the significance of leaving Italian soil. And it's the fastest time over the first 11.7 kilometres, 19 seconds quicker than anybody else, and an early average speed of 51.1 kilometres per hour. Now we've had a bike change. We've had a bike change for Victor Capenaerts. We didn't see this happen, but he's coming up to the finish line. Now, was this planned? Surely imagine so, because they would have had a spare time trial bike if there had to be a mechanical change, surely. Remember, we heard from Nibali's coach saying 51 and a half, 52 minutes. Capenaerts, the European champion, has given absolutely everything here. He's emptied the tank towards the line, but what is the best time that Capenaerts can set? Final few metres to sprint over. Here comes the Belgian. It is a 52.03, 40.1 kilometres per hour, and he beats the best time by 2 minutes, 26 seconds. Capenaerts the new leader then. Question is, can anybody beat him as the day goes on? We've been wondering about the bike change for Victor Capenaerts. Was it planned, wasn't it? This suggests it wasn't. Oh, it's definitely not planned. Deary me. What on earth happened there? Ay, 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 ay. Look at it. Absolutely horrific. Storm in Riccione. We could see from the other shots early on, it looked a bit dark over Bill's Mothers, but well, it's all over the place now. It's filled in, it's nasty, and it's nervous starts from everyone. White lines all over the place. This is Ben O'Connor, first of the GC riders towards the end, really. And we're getting into that part of the course. Vincenzo Nibali's coach said 51 and a half to 52 minutes. The current winning time is 52.03, and here goes the shark, straight into the water. It's raining cats and dogs. How can Vincenzo Nibali get on today? Bob Jungels, 9th best time at the 11.7 kilometre time check, and we were comparing it to the other GC guys. He's the fastest so far by some distance. Capenaerts leading. Oh, here he is. The rain falls. It's like a beautiful day in Bury. Simon Yates, game head on, and it's time to ride the time trial of his life. Last of the very big favourites to go. Winner of the first time trial a week and a day ago. He's won his last 2 TTs. It's Primož Roglic, a winner for the very first time on the Giro d'Italia 3 years ago in very rainy conditions in Chianti. Primož Roglic has just gone through the first intermediate time check. He's taken 11 seconds on Bob Jungels, 17 seconds on Simon Yates, 27 seconds on Vincenzo Nibali. Now that was after 11.7 kilometres, around a third of the way through the course and through the worst bit of weather. He was 33 seconds down on Victor Capenaerts, who's the stage leader. But if you're Jungels, Yates, Nibali, how would you be feeling about that? Particularly Jungels just 11 seconds back, Yates 17 back. For them, it's more or less according to plan at the minute. OK, we're getting more news from the second intermediate time check. This is the one we're going to start focusing on now for the likes of Yates here, who we're seeing on our screen, Nibali and company. Bob Jungels has lost a little bit of time over the middle section to Vincenzo Nibali. Only 8 seconds between Jungels and Nibali at the second time check before the climb begins. You would suggest that that is a very, very good intermediate part from Vincenzo Nibali there. Jan Pollitz was coming to the finish line. This is Simon Yates, 1:39 down at the second time check. Now, where does that sit compared to everybody else? I think that's quite good. It's 18 seconds slower than Jungels. It is 10 seconds slower than Vincenzo Nibali. So Nibali, on that middle part, has gained around 20 seconds on Yates. Roglic on the left, Yates on the right. Now, this is getting exciting. Roglic, 29 seconds up on Simon Yates, it says. Well, and around halfway through the time trial, maybe a little bit further, it's not looking too bad for Yates here. Bob Jungels then, what have you produced? Can Bob Jungels equal Tanel Kangat towards the top there? It's going to be quicker, we think, than Hugh Carthy. But of course that was to be expected anyway. And I think this is putting Hugh Carthy's effort into some perspective. He's not too far off the brilliant Bob Youngles. Chad Hager's time's a very good one too. And Bob Youngles slower than Chad Hager. And we're only talking about 15 to 20 seconds there to Hugh Carthy. Looks as though it might be half decent, this.
Yes, it's looking good for the moment. We haven't seen any intermediate times from him, but of course Malcolm Mollema, he is a rider who suffers in the time trials. Sometimes he can put in a pretty okay one, but a rider again, he has difficulty being consistent in time trials.
I can tell you he was 5 seconds slower than Tanel Kanga at the second intermediate time check. He's going to be quicker than into the finish. It's going to be the best GC time so far. Take a bow, Bauke Mollema. Second so far, 49 down on Victor Capenaerts, and that is the performance of his Giro so far. So the first Italian in 6 years to wear the pink jersey for more than 3 days. Valerio Conti, confident in the time trial. He thinks he'll keep the pink jersey today. How will the Maglia Rosa fare? Superman Lopez just ahead of him. I don't think it's been a good time trial for Superman Lopez whatsoever. We'll wait for his time. We're following Nibali, but we saw Lopez up coming across the line just before then. We'll wait for that to flash up. It's Nibali who's going to be slower than Mollema. Nibali, though, is going to come across the line provisionally in what? Third place, 52.57. Slower than Bauke Mollema, faster than Tanel Kanga, and 54 seconds down on Victor Capenaerts. If it was bad for Lopez, it could be worse for Yates. Slower than Sivakov too, slower than Geoghegan Hart. Chris Nailon's time is going to go past him. Simon Yates started so well, but he has struggled. Mikel Landa, who we were saying had put in a terrible performance, slower than Yates as well. And Simon Yates has had a disaster, it's safe to say, on this time trial today. Hasn't been his greatest performance, you'd have to say. Oh, look at Primoz Roglic. Hot on his heels, started 3 minutes later, and Roglic is motoring. Let's get that clock up. Let's get the time up. 50.44, and we might be looking at the stage winner here, Sean.
Yes, it looks good for Roglic at the moment. Exactly where he is, we'll have to see here, but yeah.
Well, he's going to be at 375 metres to go when he turns around. He's got the stage, hasn't he?
He's got it.
Primoz Roglic has measured this effort to perfection. He had the Maglia Rosa for 5 days. He lost Laurens de Plus. Oh, and that's a disappointed look on the left. Victor Capenaerts will be left wondering, what if? The mechanical that cost him 20 to 30 seconds, and it's going to be a tight margin, I think, of victory for Primoz Roglic, but it looks like being victory nonetheless. He's got to get over here in just under 30 seconds time to take a second stage victory of this Giro d'Italia. Primoz Roglic, knowing he needs to beat 52 minutes, 3 seconds set by the European time trial champion, and Roglic flying to the finish here, over the final rise. Roglic to San Marino, the most serene republic, and it is a serene place at the top of the GC standings for Primoz Roglic. He probably won't have the Maglia Rosa back, but he's certainly still clubhouse leader. Valerio Conti, when we finally find out where he is, I think that's 3:50 to go, is going to ride into the Maglia Rosa. It's going to be Italian for a 4th day. The man from Rome, who has enjoyed himself, is going to be able to bask in the glory on the rest day with the pink jersey next to him on the pillow. Conti in pink for the first time in his life. He'll certainly remember this. An epic finish in the rain, Matt, on the top of San Marino. 200 metres to ride, 200 metres to enjoy. He has time, he has plenty of it, and he's going to be sitting pretty at the top of the Giro d'Italia. Valerio Conti, the first Roman ever to don pink. He finishes his climb. It's been a brilliant ride from him today. Mature, strong, and he's pretty in pink at the top.
The winner once again on the second individual time trial of this year's race, and he was the favourite coming into this stage. And here is a confirmation of the time trial results. Victor Capenaerts in second, Bauke Mollema 1 minute back, Nibali at 1:05 behind Roglic, but crucially no Simon Yates in that top 10. And this then is how it leaves the overall standing at the end of stage 9. And we had expected a bit of a shake-up, and we've got it. Primoz Roglic not just back in the top 10, but right up there. He's now in second place, 1 minute 50 behind Valerio Conti, who keeps the Maglia Rosa. And again, no Simon Yates. Well, we can hear from the man himself, Primoz Roglic, who has been chatting to Eurosport.
Primoz, what an astonishing performance today. You did manage to take back 1 minute on the last climb on Campeonato.
Yeah, it was again a nice time trial for me. I did my best, so I'm happy with it. Yeah, it was just a difference. I think he had really dry conditions from the beginning. I had rain, so I really couldn't take any risk in the corners, and yeah, I just then went really all out at the end.
Did the rain change something in your strategy today?
Let's say just for sure changed. I went really slow in the corners and from the beginning, and yeah, it was just that thing. Otherwise, there on the flat and on the climb, I think that it doesn't really matter so much.
Looking at the GC now, you're taking again 1 minute on Nibali, more than 3 on Yates. Who is still in the mix for you?
We'll see at the end. You know what I mean. Still a long way to go. A lot of kilometers, a lot of mountains. So yeah, it's always nice to have some seconds in your advantage, and yeah, focusing on new days to come.
Congrats again. Thank you.